Dukascopy TV here at the IFX EXPO Cyprus 2014. With the help of our partners, we're quizzing the industry's elites on why they think operating in Cyprus is such a good idea, and also asking them for their top strategic tip. Diana Munoz from CommexFx is with me in the TV booth now. Diana, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for inviting me, Monica.
It's a pleasure. Now, if we talk firstly about Cyprus, we find ourselves here at the IFX EXPO Cyprus. But where does the attraction lie in having an FX operation here? What would you say are the advantages and indeed disadvantages?
Well, actually, I would immediately tell you that I think there are more advantages than disadvantages. Cyprus is definitely a financial hub for the FX brokers. It has an excellent strategic location. Its corporate tax is about 10%, so that's quite an interesting point there. And also it has a very skilled workforce, a very good financial sector. Its infrastructure of internet and telecoms is also quite advanced. And also I think one of the main points is that its regulation authority, which is CISIC, is actually a very good authority, which is also allows like a passport to offer the brokerage services, right across Europe.
Excellent. Now, if we were just to flip the coin a little bit and look at it from the client's point of view, what should a client consider when wanting to open an account with an FX broker?
I think well, there are many reasons. There are many factors to be considered actually, but I think the most important factor is that the broker that he or she has decided to open their account in has to be a regulated broker, because this actually guarantees that the safety and security of the funds. So it's very important that when a trader opens an account, the broker is regulated within the financial jurisdiction of the country. And of course there are other factors to consider, like trading conditions, trading instruments, conditions such as leverage, flexible leverage, tight spreads, excellent customer care, which is always around the clock, willing to help you out and to hold your hand while you go through the whole trading process. But definitely I think that the security of funds is very, very important.
And if we talk just for a moment, Diana, looking at social media. Now, social networking is something which has really revolutionized the way ordinary people go about their ordinary lives, from sourcing the latest news to social interaction and also making transactions online. But how do you approach this at CommexFx? And when the world is moving so fast, when communication really is key, how do you strategize to keep up with these trends?
Well, competition is fierce, so we have no option but to keep up and even excel in these trends. So, yes, you're correct about the social media. That's why, a lot of brokers now, actually, they're also, working through their Facebook and Twitter. They're collaborating with the followers that they have and with LinkedIn as well. We're constantly in touch with our traders, with our existing traders. We're attracting new traders through our social media. That's where the marketing, is really in force and has to be, working very hard at this. And basically, this is you're correct. It's a theme that is very much on the increase.
And if we look at globalization, now it may be important to have a local presence in a global market, but what is your approach? Is it more important to have a foothold in as many different regions as possible, regardless of size, or do you rather look for a niche, for example, to try and find an area with the largest market potential?
Globalization is extremely important, and in an ideal world, it would be fantastic to have an office in every single country all over the world. However, realistically speaking, there are many factors to be concerned. For example, the governing authority in each country sometimes will not allow this. The idea, however, is that yes, it's nice to open a couple of offices to meet the requirements of the local trader. The local trader feels more comfortable. The language barrier is broken down. They feel more comfortable dealing with somebody who is just down the road or like half an hour, drive away. It is very important.
And just lastly, Diana, please, if you would, could you give us your top tip for anyone who's looking to perhaps become a startup broker looking to get into the industry, what advice would you give them in terms of strategy?
Oh, well, strategy, you know, if you want to become a broker, just make sure that you adhere and that you comply with all the local authorities and the jurisdiction, and that you meet with all the requirements, because you're dealing with people's money, and this is very important that, you know, you build a good relationship with your clients, so you need to be safe and secure. Also, you need, as a broker, you need to also deal with top, you know, tier 1 banks and liquidity providers and so on. You need to offer your client the best that there is in the market.
Well, Diana, thank you so much for coming here and sharing your insights.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, that's all from Diana and myself for the moment, but make sure you keep clicking back to find out all of the insider info at the IFX EXPO 2014 here in Cyprus. Goodbye for now.